Talk to us a little bit about why.
Yes.
Why should I do video in the first place?
We should do video because it used to be a very small portion of our marketing plans years ago, and we didn't have the ability to. This phone right here, and phones even 2 to 3 years older than this phone are better than the camera that was used to film Star Wars. Okay, so there's no excuses when it comes to equipment, and the world advertisements, social media, all these things require video. It's not something that you can choose to do anymore. Saying that I don't do video is going to be like people that said they didn't use the telephone years ago. And you say, well, I don't do video. Like, what does that even mean? It's just that this is a necessity in your business to be able to create the most potent form of sales that there's ever been is face-to-face. Nothing can mimic that and on scale than video. Nothing is out there that can create a psychological proximity instead of physical proximity other than video. It's just a necessity to get your message out on a large scale.
So what you're kind of saying. All right, welcome to another episode of the Contacts to Contracts podcast. I am Brian Lovell, always here with our amazing co-host, Mr. John Jones, and we have a very special guest with us today.
Hey, thank you.
Mr. Ryan Owens.
Yes, thanks for having me. Super excited about this episode
Dude,
today.
thanks for being here.
Thanks for joining us.
Yes.
For being here.
Super pumped.
You know, I've known Ryan for a little while, and he's done a number of things. We're going to let him get into that in a little bit, but one of the things you're going to take away from the time that we spend together is this guy is very passionate. So I think you're going to see a little bit of that come out. But man, Ryan, tell us a little bit, dude. Tell us a little bit about your background, kind of what you're doing now.
Well, it starts off in Ohio, up in the Midwest, and a guy with a dream, and dreaming of sunshine and beaches down here in Florida. So I left years ago, about 6 years ago, to come down here to Florida and create a new life. I literally packed up 4 bags. I was working for a car dealership, was even in the service industry. You know, I was doing the commercials, the Saturday morning run-throughs, and I just got kind of, I had enough of Ohio and was ready to come down here. So I moved here 6 years ago and didn't have a girlfriend, didn't have a job at the time. I actually, I love to tell you why I got into the mortgage industry.
Oh, I can't wait.
It was due to traffic.
I want to know how you picked. How did you pick Tampa? Had you been here before?
You know what? I was actually seeking after working for a guy named Grant Cardone down in Miami. I'd actually sent in a video to him and got chosen to be on a season 2. He had kind of a reality show type interview.
Okay.
And I got chosen to come down there, and I have a friend in Tampa, and I got convinced that I needed to reroute, and I kind of had an intuition that Tampa was just the place for me. I didn't feel like Miami was the...
So you're like on your way
Miami
down
would have been a big change.
Yeah.
for the Grant Cardone thing, and you're like, and you ended up not going?
I ended up not going.
Boom, here we are in Tampa.
I decided, I just had this calling because I'd gotten to meditation. I was stilling down a little bit. I was trying to pay attention to the
75.
I know. And I was trying to make it better than what it was, make it more spiritual here. But yeah, I just felt like Tampa was the place to be, and I had an open house. I actually was on a futon. That had a very tough metal bar in it. I about got scoliosis by moving into this home. But They opened up their home to me, lifelong friend, and it just seemed like the place to start a new family. So I came down here, literally had a network of 0 except for the family that I was with. And that's where video comes into play with this whole thing. Going from 0 network to, being known and knowing thousands of people down here in the Tampa Bay, Florida area. Yeah. And we're going to talk more about that. And I want the same for everybody who's watching this video.
So you've been doing video for a while.
I've been doing video
you get into the mortgage business
since 5th grade.
Right. That's okay.
5th grade, even when I had my grandfather's, sit on the shoulder, big VHS tape that I was making science projects for class.
I still have one of those.
Hey, shout out Grandpa Jackson.
Upgrade, bro.
Yeah, upgrade, bro. You got to. We got great things now. So yeah, I've been doing it since 5th grade, was the class videographer, and then getting into the sales industry. I started making little, videos of people popping out of the trunks when I sold them cars and stuff. And the sales manager there had this, he had this saying, "Get in here." He had this little twang, and that was his thing, "Get in here." So I started making my own little commercials and whatnot, kind of emulating him. He had a large presence in the neighborhood, in the area, bringing people in. So he was kind of my first realization that video could be used for growing businesses
Okay, sure.
exponentially.
And you were selling cars?
Yeah, I was selling cars. I did. I sold 0 cars my first month being in the business. I was there on the lot getting beat by everybody. All the guys were getting out there ahead of me. And the second month, I had actually got to about the 14th of the month. I had not sold a car again. I was not a good car salesman at the time. I was finding my legs. So my sales manager, the same guy, get in here guy, he pulls me into the where we have our Saturday morning meetings. And he's like, Ryan, I'm gonna tell you how you can do. I know you can do this. Here are a couple things. He just gave me a few tips, showed me that he believed in
Love
me.
it.
And from that moment, I set a record. From the 15th to I think it was the 31st or 30th or 31st, I sold 15 cars. I was selling a car every day.
Wow, awesome for you, man.
Set a record. So just having the right people in your ear, the right encouragement, you can make it happen. And I did. It was fun.
Boom! Congratulations.
Yeah.
So
thank you.
So I'm gonna lead you down a little bit of a path here.
Please do.
Tell us. I'm gonna go a little bit forward and then come backward.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit. What are you doing right now?
So what I'm doing right now is I'm the president of marketing and media for my title company. I've been with my title company about 3 years now. Cool. And my job is really to do what most marketers would do, and that's to shine a light on the business. I'm in there to create relationships and then foster those relationships, bring value to those relationships. And of course, my team does their job of creating an awesome service and getting us to closing smoothly. But my job is to create relationships. So that's what I've been doing the last 3 years and even before now with my company. That's the essence of what I'm doing.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to back you up.
Yes, back up.
I got to hear the story. You said this is a story about how you got in the mortgage business.
Oh, yeah,
This always sounds good. So I got to hear this.
So when I came down here again, I had diverted from the Grant Cardone thing, and I've been in the car business. So I get this job interview on 19 in Clearwater at this, I believe it was a Hyundai dealership. So I go in there, and they're going to start their first internet department. So I'm tech savvy. I understand the car business. I'm going to start this thing up. Where I come from in Ohio, 23 miles is about 23 minutes.
Right.
Okay, when you're driving. So when I get down here, by the way, I'm starting from scratch. I've got a truck. Two-seater Ford Ranger, no AC. I'm dripping sweat. I'm going downtown seeing these guys in full suits. Like, how do they do it? So I have to go to this dealership, and they want me to join, but I realize that it's an hour and a half to just drive there and an hour and a half back coming from Mango, Florida. If anybody's familiar with that, that's right across from the fairgrounds there.
I live in Valrico.
Okay. So I was like, you know what? In this little truck, all this heat, 3 hours of driving a day, this just ain't going to happen. I need to figure something else out. And as it happens, the universe sent me in something. A friend from high school called me. He said, Ryan, I know you're a good salesman. I know that you're really ambitious. If you want to succeed here in Tampa, I know a guy for you. And he's in the mortgage business. His name was Ryan also. Okay. So I got a hold of Ryan. I diverted from this thing here. And I went to an interview in not too far from here, over on Kennedy. Okay. And he's like, we want you. They're just coming out of wholesale. They just been through the refi boom. Yep. And this is early 2015. So he's like, they need to create relationships with realtor partners. And so they wanted me to join. And in the meantime, I was working at a smoky bar in Valrico called Raccoon's Bar and Grill.
You've got to be kidding
No,
me.
I was pouring the heaviest drinks.
Why have I not heard this story before?
I'm in the smokiest bar in Valrico. 4 a.m. It is a hole in the wall. I'm telling you. And, I had my girlfriend at that time, and I'm getting home at like 4 a.m. So I'm using that money to get my money up for my mortgage test. Okay. That was the whole plan. So then I take my test. I'm studying at the girlfriend's house, and then I literally am in the mortgage business because traffic was bad. And I had a friend call me and said, hey, you need to get into the mortgage business. I got a guy for you. And I took that opportunity and had that interview. So that's where it all started.
Man, that's a great story.
Thank you.
That's a great story.
It's worked out so far.
Yeah, I mean, and obviously, your life and passions take you in some different places.
They sure do.
You're in a role now that you've been in for quite some time, and I'm assuming you guys are having huge success over there at Milestone.
We had this last March. We had our largest month on record, and it's been going really well. We have some great partnerships. That's really what makes the difference there.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So we're gonna change the script, or we're gonna get into the script, so to speak. So we brought Ryan in specifically to talk to us about video marketing, right? And so what's gonna come out is it is his favorite subject. He'll have a huge passion. And Ryan, here's the thing: like, you know, the way the podcast is obviously loan officer and realtor facing, but John and I feel that we get into a lot of conversations here that it doesn't matter what kind of sales that you're in, you're going to find something
Jumping
of value.
out of the trunk.
And I think that this is one of those things.
That's right.
And for whatever reason, salespeople are afraid of all of these cameras that are in front of us right now.
Ooh, they are quite scary. They really are. But I get it. So, yeah, they're very scared of, and I've been able over the years to kind of figure out why that is happening. First of all, camera lenses don't look like people. You know, you might be someone who's really extroverted or a good salesperson when you're belly to belly with someone, but when you're looking into a camera, it's not alive.
Yeah, you can't feel the room, so to speak.
You cannot feel the room.
You can't tell the audience, you know.
Right, and you're looking for most folks that probably haven't ever done it. How do you get somebody comfortable with that when you started in 5th grade?
Well, it really needs to fast forward to the time when I got here, because when I arrived and in the mortgage business, a network of zero. I had about $1,000 maybe in my pocket when I came down here, but the thing that I had was a cell phone with a camera on it. And in 2015, it wasn't quite widespread that loan officers were using video in their business to get attention on themselves, to create an audience, to go over the value of working with my company and all the great things that video can do. So I just started taking videos at that time, and to really, you gotta. The thing is, I haven't figured out the absolute formula how to get people to stop stopping themselves. There's a lot of psychological stuff that goes into that of how do I look? Well, the thing is,
what do I sound like? Yeah.
You know, the future doesn't look like the past. And at this point in marketing,
that's what you look like. That's what you sound like. Do it.
No, nobody cares what you look like. Actually, some people think that, hey, you need to be really handsome to be on video. I actually want to tell you, some of us need to get a little uglier. People don't relate to beauty, and people that
authenticity.
They want to see real people. People do not care what you look and how you sound like. And I've told agents specifically, it would never stop you from going to a listing appointment because of how you look and how you sound. It's the same thing with video. Just like all things, we got to get outside of our comfort zone. I'm from the school of Jim Rohn and Zig Ziglar's and these guys. That's one of the reasons that I got here to Florida, because I had to get outside of my comfort zone. And if you want a great business, you've got to get outside of your comfort zone. And if this is uncomfortable, these cameras, that's the one thing you need to start doing today, is getting outside of the comfort zone.
Lean into it a little bit.
Yep. Lean into it, lean towards this camera, hit play and smile. And you know what? I always try to tell people too, we talk about authenticity and whatnot with getting on video, but it's more, I am not exactly authentic when I get on camera, because I'm kind of introverted, and you wouldn't know that, because I like to be at home thinking about philosophy, writing, being by myself. When I come onto a camera or on a podcast or something like that, I'm Ryan .2. So don't be yourself. Some of us don't want to show exactly all that we are.
Create that alter ego. Yeah.
Create something that's you plus. You know, before you put the camera on, get yourself energized. Do some jumping jacks. You know, get yourself to a place that, hey, I really care about my business. I've heard all the things that Ryan has said, and all these gurus and the mortgage and loan officers have said. All the conferences. I'm just gonna do this, but add a little extra. Get your energy up. Be yourself. .2 is what I kind of tell people to do.
Sure.
You know, it helps a lot.
Talk to us a little bit about why.
Yes.
Why should I do video in the first place?
We should do video because it used to be a very small portion of our marketing plans years ago, and we didn't have the ability to. This phone right here, and phones even 2 to 3 years older than this phone are better than the camera that was used to film Star Wars. Okay, so there's no excuses when it comes to equipment, and the world advertisements, social media, all these things require video. It's not something that you can choose to do anymore. Saying that I don't do video is going to be like people that said they didn't use the telephone years ago. And you say, well, I don't do video. Like, what does that even mean? It's just that this is a necessity in your business to be able to create the most potent form of sales that there's ever been is face-to-face. Nothing can mimic that and on scale than video. Nothing is out there that can create a psychological proximity instead of physical proximity other than video. It's just a necessity to get your message out on a large scale.
So what you're kind of saying is through that, through using the video, people are going to feel like they know you.
Know, like, and trust. I mean, any sales 101 that you're going to go to, we're going to talk about people knowing you, liking you, and trusting you to be able to go forward with doing business and eventually closing a deal and hopefully fostering a relationship for years to come after that.
Yeah, I mean, I think the important thing, too, is with the video, how much percentage-wise more do people see the video than a static post? And, you know, I know on Facebook, I believe it's at least tenfold.
Yeah.
You know, so if you post something, you know, with your picture and the information, that's going to get, you know, 1 out of 100, where your video might get 10 or 15 out of 100.
Well, that segues kind of into one of the things I want to tell you about. I took some notes here. I want to tell you what posts actually last. Like, what is the shelf life for each different platform that we have?
Cool.
Twitter with text,
Awesome.
You're looking at 18 minutes. You need to get fame and get attention in 18 minutes. Not going to happen. Not to say not to use Twitter, but it's going to be like literally the last on your list.
Yep.
Instagram posts, you got 18 to 19 hours to create some influence and get attention on that video or on that post, on that image. 18 to 19 hours. After that, nobody's searching back in your Instagram for 30 days ago.
Correct.
So then you've got Facebook, you're looking at 5 to 24 hours, okay? And that's on an algorithm that is literally giving you 2% maybe of your even full friends list to be able to put those in front of.
That's the point that I want to bring up, and you've heard me talk about this. You know, you pull up an account, you see somebody that has 300 friends.
Yeah.
And when you say 2%, so how many people out of 300 are going to see that? 6?
It's a very small amount.
So that's the important thing of having 1,000, 2, 3, all the way up to 5,000 friends, and I'm guessing you have pretty close to that.
Yes, I've experimented by getting rid of some of the fat, and then that was a bad idea. The algorithms actually promote those who have 4,000 plus friends.
Yep.
So you want to get that friends list up if you care about, you know, getting more attention on your videos.
Okay.
So I have a little less than 4,000 right now. I'm creeping on my way back up. So please find me on Facebook and friend me. I need you.
So some tips back to that. So you've
Yeah.
done a great job building those relationships via Facebook. What are some tips for somebody that might only have 200 or 300 friends?
Well, I didn't want to start at the tips on Facebook because there's 2 places I didn't get to when
Okay.
it comes to moving through these social platforms.
Go ahead.
TikTok, which I know we've heard a lot about, and I actually kind of made fun of it at first. I did because
My daughter loves
there's
it.
a lot. I shouldn't even move.
Do it again.
No, I'm not gonna do it again. I know none of these dances, but it's not just dances. I thought it was just gonna be a bunch of kids dancing. That's what
Right.
it seemed like at first.
Yeah.
It is a powerful platform that you need to be using. I highly suggest, if we're talking about video today, we need to be on TikTok. We're looking at an average of 3 weeks and as much as 3 months that you're able to continually have your content seen, to be able to then move people over to another place. Because I want to emphasize here today too, I have to get this out. It's not just about the video. We've got to get used to doing the video, but then we have to make sure that we've got people funneled over to a place where we can create them as our audience. It means getting their information. All the videos, all these call to actions that we're going to have are to make sure that we've got someone that we can foster a relationship with. And that means you have to keep their attention, but also get their information. So on TikTok, you've got this ability for up to 3 months to be able to be seen. The organic reach of TikTok is what Facebook was in 2012. It really is a pay-to-play platform right now. And one of the places that I want things to trickle down from, starting with the next one, YouTube, the search engines, Google, YouTube, Pinterest even. These things are allowing up to 3 years, 4 months to 3 years of evergreen material. I would, if you're on a video journey, start with the search engines. That's where people are looking for loan officers, looking for information about the town. Have that long form piece of content on your YouTube, be able to be searched by Google, second largest search engine YouTube, and then put it on TikTok, and then trickle it down to the Facebook, the Instagrams, the Twitters, and all of that. But if we really want to focus on video right now in 2021, YouTube for loan officers, for real estate agents, and then TikTok as well.
Okay.
And then having all of those tied into one another, meaning having your bio, again, with links.
To be consistent.
Yeah.
How long of a TikTok video can you even make? I thought
3 minutes.
Okay.
Which is a plethora of time to be able to do things. I know some great loan officers that are using that full 3 minutes to get information out there. They're doing little dances too. TikTok really encourages people to R&D, rip off and duplicate. It's encouraged. So yeah, you want to take what is trending, what is working, and make it your own. And I want to encourage people to do that on every platform.
So if we get a TikTok, you're the official dancer.
Oh my God.
Oh, I can.
Hey, please.
Come on, man.
Hey, we need to make a TikTok.
I'll work on that this weekend
finished up
with Katie. All right, so of all those platforms,
Yes.
and you say start with YouTube and then TikTok.
Absolutely.
So what age groups typically are on, I'm the Facebook guy, right?
Good question.
So, folks my age, 50s, right? We're probably not on TikTok. We're probably not on Instagram, a lot of us, right? We're on Facebook, right? And then, some of these newer platforms are the ones where the younger folks are migrating to. And my kids aren't on Facebook. They wouldn't, that's not
right.
gonna happen.
And there is a certain demographic. And what is still the average age of loan officers now? When I started, it was about 54.
It's still there. It's right here.
So it hasn't changed right there. Now Facebook, it is going to have a large amount of consumers, but typically not the younger crowd. You would be quite surprised if you haven't been searching on TikTok that there are many what I call mature people on TikTok as well as the youth.
Those are people your age.
Ryan.
I'm right there with you. I'm approaching 40 here, but I tell you, there is a lot of room for all ages on TikTok and certainly YouTube, which is really the place that, and I'm going to give you some tips of exactly what videos you need to be doing as agents and whatnot that are going to convert leads. These have been analyzed, and I also want to give you make sure we do this, some hooks, that first 3 to 5 seconds that I've analyzed 900 different videos and have seen these hooks get people to pay attention to your content, and it's that first 3 to 5 seconds that really make a difference. But don't be afraid because you're of a certain age.